losing weight is so damn hard. Right. And a lot of the time people are asking, why? Why is it so hard? Why can't I do it? If you think about food, it's full of colorful packaging and advertising is all over the place. You know, it's cheap. It's available, it's celebrated. People get together and you're shamed if you don't eat. It's impossible to get away from. And it's constantly being shoved in your face. It's at the counter. It's at every shop. It's at like stationery stores, all over the place. Lollies and chips and chocolate and all this junk triggering. It's constantly being triggered out there in the world to want it. So even if you're trying to stop eating all that food, if you're trying to lose it, if you're trying to keep it off, it's like you are completely unable to get away from it. You're driving and you see the big M, you know, if you're wanting to get some McDonald's. There's so much in our environment that makes it so difficult, and the barrier to getting it is also been reduced even further now with things like Uber Eats and, you know, and the apps and stuff. Before, at least you had to go out, get in the car to go there, you know, the money, like all of it has been reduced. Our environment doesn't help at all. It is the worst environment to make any of those kind of changes because it's available, it's everywhere, and you're triggered non-stop. That's difficult enough as it is, right? But then on top of that, food itself is like a drug now. It's been manufactured by scientists to get to what they call the bliss point. You know, it's got just the right amount of the different aspects of taste and texture, you know, with the fat, salt, and sugars, you know, and crunchiness. They literally have scientists that are tweaking it to get the most amount of ecstasy, that response that you have, that, you know, the dopamine and the happy chemicals. So, I mean, in a sense, when you think about it, the difference between a drug that you consume to feel good, you know, and a food is something you consume to feel good. What difference is there? You get hooked on that, you know, like you consume something, you feel good. It's so easy to get addicted to that. Obviously, another aspect that's harder about that is that with food, yeah, it's not something that you can just stop. You can't just stop eating. You can just stop drinking alcohol. You can just stop taking drugs. You can just stop doing those things. You can stop gambling. You can stop doing any of that. But you can't stop eating. So in that sense, you're always being triggered. Like, not only is your environment triggering you like crazy all the time, but not only that, you're kind of chemically addicted as well. The abundance of it and the availability, it's a bad environment and a bad situation. Another thing to bring in here is the fact that life is hard, right? And we're all looking for ways to feel better and to manage our emotions, manage the difficulty and the stresses of life. So we go through the day, you're getting stressed, and then inevitably you go to eat, you know, you eat something and you feel good. You know, it becomes a strategy. Then your unconscious mind recognizes that. It recognizes that, oh, I felt bad, then I ate and I felt better. Yeah, and also there's probably, you know, connections to you know, childhood and your past, being rewarded with lollies, and, you know, you're looking forward to food and those tasty things when you're a kid as well. So there's a sense of reward already baked into that. But I mean, even if there wasn't, you know, you'll end up just feeling good as you eat, and then when you feel bad, you want to eat. So, like, it's almost impossible not to become, to some degree, addicted to it, attached to it, just driven to eat, because, you know, who doesn't want to feel good? You know, and life is hard, you feel good, and then you start looking forward to those moments. An otherwise boring, you know, meaningless, mundane day, food sort of punctuates the day with these moments of joy. You know, you're looking forward to that snack, to that meal, you know, that tea and biscuits, that whatever it might be. But when we start trying to change those things, and we start trying to start a diet, you know, you get a meal plan, and you're messing with your whole emotional regulation. We're not dealing with the wrong diet here, and I just need to know the right diet and the right food combination, and then I'll do it. You're messing with your entire emotional regulation system. What I've come to realize is that losing weight, keeping it off, it's really got so little to do with food and exercise and all the things you might think. Those actions obviously have to take place. But at the end of the day, what it is it's emotion. It's your emotions. And that's why it's so difficult. That's what I'm saying. What the video is about why is it so difficult. It's difficult because of our emotions, you know, because of our environment. And that's no small task. Whatever difficulty you're feeling, whatever sense of overwhelm that you're feeling is absolutely justified. And it is absolutely real. The difficulty and the seeming hopelessness about it. It's not. I've been there, I've done it, I've helped many people get over it, but or get through it, and manage all these things. But this is the thing, you have to understand this stuff first, because if you're just going in there blindly going, oh yeah, it'll be all right, and oh, that doesn't matter, and it's just a matter of these simple little things, and that's fine, then you always run into these problems, and you're not even realizing that that's what you're doing. If you don't realize the enemy that you're fighting, then how could you possibly overcome it? You're blind to what's going on. You're just hoping to not encounter these things. You can't not encounter all these things. The environment is thick with it. Your internal space is thick with it. So you got to see what the game really is and maneuver around it and with it. If you want to know more, check out the channel and keep watching, and you'll find out how to navigate this game properly.